All right, let's get it out of the way early Saturday night. That was a heartbreaker. That was a tough way to lose a hockey game. I have yet to stop thinking about it. Stuart Skinner this, Stuart Skinner that. It's done. It's over with. But my God you would have thought from the mood in the chat today on Oilers Nation every day, the Oilers were down 0-3 to the Florida Panthers once again. May I remind you in the chat, the Edmonton Oilers are up 2-1 in this series on home ice at Rogers Place with a chance to grab stranglehold 3-1 lead. We need the positivity. That's all we're bringing today because Doug Waite, I think, changed his name in the chat today on Oilers Nation every day. He's got a 24-hour ban because he was too negative for me. I can't have that. I will not allow that on Pregaming today. Hello and welcome to Pregaming with Bordzy, brought to you by Sherwood Ford the Giant and as a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. We're down at Greta Bar Yag at Game 4 of the second round series, joined by my main man, Matthew Wozniak. Woz for short, as you may know on social media. Wozinya, Monday night. It's a little doom and gloomy outside right now. I guess that's why the chat was also so doom and gloom earlier today. We are not doom and gloom. I'm feeling incredibly positive about this hockey game and the Oilers' chances. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I feel great. You know, the best part about the raining weather in Edmonton is that it smells great.
True.
And that's how I feel about the Edmonton Oilers and Stuart Skinner. I know it's crazy. I'm positive about Stuart Skinner. I think he can bounce back. I don't think every goal was his fault. People, we got to break down every moment that led up to the goals, I guess. But we're not going to beat a dead horse because Game 3 is in the past. We're focusing on Game 4. The Edmonton Oilers can put up a 3-1 series lead tonight.
Turn the page.
That's it, baby.
That's it, baby. Say, let's get caught up into the chats, see what's going on. First comment of the day, Danny Chandler, which is a new name, new face, just all capitals, says, let's go, Bordzy. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about today. Austin's in. No negativity tonight. Boys, hope will never die. Loyal to the oil. All right, boys, let's do this. Game 4. Put this series out of reach for Vegas. Let's send Stu some positive vibes and show why the Oil have the best fans. Go, Oilers, go. He also throws in there all-dressed chips. Something tells me he's Canadian. Stu is going to lock it down tonight. I can feel it. Brett, where do you feel it? It's in your what exactly?
It's right in my cubes.
In those cubes, brother. We need that. Lance is also in. Let me bring you back up for this as well. Cup, yeah.
Cup, yep.
Cup, yeah.
There it is. Thank you, Woz. Mackay and Dry.
Screaming.
Just screaming. Buddy, come on.
Hey, you know why he's screaming when we're yelling Cup year. I understand it only in that one. Mackay and Dry, we need to send Stu some positive vibes. My man got us to the end last year. We need him this year too. Bob Stauffer, let's go here tonight, people. Fighting Amish with a simple cup year.
Cup year.
All right, maybe you need to take it down just a second. Softball. Hope will never die. Cup year.
Cup year.
Brits Builds is in. Just looked Cameron dead in the eyes. It's a cup year, period. I completely believe in the Oil. Excited to watch the boys tonight. I bet everyone's motivated and ready to perform. Let's go. Let's all say it at a reasonable volume here. Cup year.
Cup year.
Cup year.
There it is. Cheryl, nothing but positive vibes for Stu and all the boys tonight. Let's go, Oilers, because it's a cup year.
Cup year.
See,
cup year.
This chat's bringing the positivity. This chat knows what we need to do. Bob Stauffer also adds, I'm sweating. So that makes two of us nervous about this one tonight. Shay has a question for Devon Dubnyk. I'll ask him that when he joins us later with 15 minutes left to go in the program. So was Saturday night. Yeah. It happened. We talked about it on After Dark. We talked about it on Oilers Nation every day. Doom and gloom today. Also, some of these Vegas fans have been trolling my city. Was I was very confused by what was going on online, whether it was Edmonton, whether it was in Vegas. Can you please give a rundown for the people?
Well, I woke up this morning and our boy Cam Lewis, he sends me a photo of a billboard in Edmonton that said, "Go Knights Go," with the seconds remaining of when Riley Smith scored that game-winning goal. And we've got some information behind that billboard around Edmonton. There's been, in multiple parts of Edmonton, people have noticed this. According to Mick Akers, PKWY Tavern launched a billboard campaign today in Edmonton that will run on 165 billboards with Go Knights Go and 00.4 predominantly featured. The amount of time left in Game 3 after Riley Smith's second game-winning goal. Some more information behind this from the owner who put this up. We put the billboard up in good fun. It's all a part of the spirit of the game, said Jonathan Fine, owner of Fine Entertainment Management. We've got a ton of respect for Edmonton and their fans. We've got a little friendly taunting. Just makes the rivalry a little bit more exciting. At the end of the day, hockey brings us all together, even when we're chirping each other. We hope everyone will come out to their local tavern tonight in Vegas at 6:30 p.m. So it was a bar in Nevada, Las Vegas, who put this together. They put up apparently $5,000.
That's it for 165 billboards?
I think per billboard.
Okay, somebody in the chat do that math because I don't know how to do that.
That is crazy. So, I mean, that's great effort. That's better than any Flames fan has ever done.
Yeah, that's true. For me, I'm all in support of that. I agree with whoever, Jonathan Fine, whatever that was. Hey, it is all in good fun. That's good taunting. That's good ribbing. I said today, first thing in the office, okay, the only next move we have as Oilers fans, maybe as Oilers Nation, we have to buy a billboard in Las Vegas. However, I think the price of a billboard in Las Vegas might be a little bit more than wherever that billboard was in Edmonton. Either way, your super chats are now in support. I'm just kidding. Of us building a billboard. Brett, what do you think? Good taunting? I'm very okay with that. I like what he said. That's good natured. That doesn't hurt anyone.
3 things. First,
don't be so sensitive.
Great shithousery.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Second of all, taunting, which is hilarious considering you're down 2-1 in the series. So what are you taunting? You guys finally won a game? Good for you.
Nice.
Second of all,
the balloons just went off.
What the fuck?
That's awesome.
And third of all, if you are the billboard company, which I'm pretty sure I noticed that it was Astral, not trying to shout or whatever, give them shit.
You are correct.
Thank you. I know I was.
We're going to have to bleep that out.
But why are you accepting that? Like, let's kind of read the room here. And is your eyes for money a little bit bigger than your pride for Edmonton? And I don't know if Astral is a local company. If they aren't, then yeah, sure, whatever. Probably a Calgary company. But no, that's crazy. I loved it, though.
I didn't even think about it at that angle. Yeah, you're kind of, what's your price to turn on the Edmonton Oilers?
Yeah.
Well, we found out their price, 5,000 times 165, which I still have no idea what that would ever be.
In the same breath, I found this reply. It's funny. Hey, if a city built on gambling and tourism dollars wants to spend money in our local economy, go for it.
Absolutely.
You know what? There's positive.
Look at that. Positivity,
Exactly.
positive angles.
You know
We're gonna spin zone every single thing we possibly can tonight. Was the other one I wanted to ask you about, just because we haven't touched on it on the show. You're the Derek Ryan reporter of this entire city. Do you have a Derek Ryan update for us?
Do I have a Derek Ryan update?
Maybe a Derek Ryan real estate update?
Not really. So basically the news around this is that his wife was doing Instagram Q&As and stuff, and someone asked a question about, are they going to be here in the summer, Edmonton, in the future? And she kind of basically said, hey, we're listing our house on July 1st. It looks like we're moving back to Spokane unless a great opportunity comes up. So the door is still open for Derek Ryan to remain as an Oiler in some capacity. They're not shutting the door completely. They're just saying, we're going to move back to Spokane unless an opportunity arises.
And there's your monthly Derek Ryan update that we'll give here on Pregaming with Bordzy. Shout out Was as well. Also, shout out Odd Company Nation Beer, Everyday Lager, perfect for game day, perfect for every single day of the week. This show is, in fact, called Pregaming. So come on, people, whether it's Monday, whether it's Tuesday, whether it's Saturday night, because we had a night here. Win or lose, I drank some Odd Company booze. I can tell you that on Saturday. It was a good time. Shout out Odd Company. Pick them up 2 Edmonton locations, or simply check liquorconnect.com for more information. Find out which local liquor stores be carrying these bad boys. All right, final thing about Saturday night. We call the NHL playoffs a roller coaster. That game, the epitome of everything. Down, never out. You got to play to the whistle, baby. It was the second latest goal to give up in NHL playoff history with 0.4 seconds remaining. We've obviously heard it. It's been critiqued by absolutely every single person online. I listen to Pardon My Take. Love Big Cat, love PFT. They are not hockey boys. When Big Cat is start telling me how you should play goaltender with a couple seconds left in an NHL hockey game, I start to get frustrated because, come on, we had Devon Dubnyk on the show, Oilers Nation After Dark. He, while not happy with Stuart Skinner's performance, that was the one goal that he was okay with and said Stu had done his job in it. He didn't allow a shot on goal. That one was going to miss the net. Thought Stu did his job there. Now, overall, the entire game, that's a different story. That first one I didn't like from Stu. The second one, while Riley Smith dog-walked Vasily Podkolzin and Victor Arvidsson, I do think Stu needed to make that save. In the third one, I think more of the team letting him down in front of him. Either way, especially on that final goal, it was a 1-on-3 coming down the other way with under 6 seconds when they crossed the blue line. You know, Oilers fans, they're crazy. They're all over the place. You wrote an article today on Oilersnation.com. After wins, it's amazing to read. After losses, it made my blood boil because you got all the takes from everyone online. I want you to give me like a temperature check of the fan base right now, specifically with Stuart Skinner in that last goal.
It's very low right now. The fan base does not have a lot of confidence in, but it's a very, I would say, niche. I don't know. I think it's very split right now. There's fans who believe in him. They have faith in him that he can bounce back. And there's another side of the fan base who maybe a little bit more fair weather, I would say, who just think that he's useless, that he shouldn't be on this team, that the Oilers need to fix the goaltending situation in the offseason, which they could try to improve. It's not going to be easy for sure, and how it's doom and gloom without Calvin Pickard, right? And for me, I look, I've been critical of Stuart Skinner this year. I don't think he's been great, but I will admit that goal was not his fault. If it does not go off Leon Draisaitl's stick, it's not going in the net. Stuart Skinner had to make a decision there. Yes, it was risky, but what he did there, he didn't give Riley Smith a lot of time and space, and that's all you had to do. All he did was challenge Riley Smith, and I think he did a good job there. Riley Smith could have easily gone for a wraparound and scored. There's a lot of different situations that could happen there, but Stuart Skinner, I think, did a good job. But did it unfortunately go in the Oilers net? Yes, but that's also because Leon Draisaitl was trying to save the day. It was unlucky. Yeah. And Riley Smith is also a very smart hockey player. He did a good play. Credit to him. But right now, this fan base is very, very hypercritical on Stuart Skinner. Any goal that goes in, it seems like they are blaming him. While there are so many factors and aspects that go into a goal happening, you have to look at how the opponent transported the puck into the zone, how they beat
1-on-3, 6 seconds left. Right? You get that puck below the goal line. Brett Kulak, you have to pin it. It could end right there. You allow the pass out front. Sure, there's Nurse, there's McDavid sitting in the blue paint, puck watching, not watching the trailer. Then they sell out. I get it, because at that point, shit hits the fan. Same with Stuart Skinner.
I get it,
because bad luck.
Stuart Skinner, they view the goaltending. You're the last line of defense. You got to make that save. And we hear so often, you need to make that save. But I find that Stuart Skinner made a lot of big saves in that game, and he got a little unlucky in the end. I'm sorry. I haven't been a fan of Stuart Skinner this year. He has not been good, but that last goal was not on him.
Yeah, I would say that. Now, talk about the big save. He robbed Nick Waugh in the dead slot, 1-on-1 in the third period. But now it's the comparison game. You play with Calvin Pickard as well. Don't get me wrong. I would really, really like Calvin Pickard to be in the crease right now 100%. For the Edmonton Oilers. We did get a report. It was a quote from Darren Dreger. I have it written down here. What was the exact wording? Quote, "I'm told it'll probably be at least a week." That's from Darren Dreger. Never a good thing when somebody uses the words probably and at least in the same sentence. So I'm not feeling very confident with that one. Point of the matter, Stuart Skinner, we got to ride, baby. And we're using positivity all the way tonight. We are going to believe. Now, I don't think in Game 3, Edmonton Oilers were the better team. I don't totally think they deserved to win that hockey game. It's not like they were the better team and lost, let's be honest. They scored a late one, a lucky one off Braden McNabb's skate. Now, lucky. You got to be good to be lucky. You got to be lucky to be good. And I do think that one, you think of the last 2 goals in that hockey game were own goals. That shows a need here for playoff hockey, I think, to simplify, sometimes just throw pucks on net in a dangerous area, especially Adin Hill struggling, Stuart Skinner struggling. You might as well just throw whatever you can on net and see what happens. Now, we knew Vegas, right? They're an incredibly good hockey team. They won the Stanley Cup just 2 years ago. I don't think at any point were there any Oilers and 4s, realistic ones on the board at Oilers Nation? I don't think so. The Oilers weren't going to win 16 games in a row, go on that 16-game heater that I may have told you they might go on last pregaming. Did so jokingly, obviously. This one, I had predicted Oilers and Knights. Oilers win this thing in 7. It's going to be a back-and-forth affair. But I do think game 1, obviously the Oilers dominated. Games 2 and 3, the playoffs are all about adjustments, right? And I think in games 2 and 3, the Vegas Golden Knights really, really adjusted. Do you think the Oilers, however, it's time for them to adjust back? Chris Knoblauch has been the king of adjustments in the past. Tonight, one thing he's going to do, bring in one Kasperi Kapanen. We do suspect, once again, there's nothing 100% confirmed for the lineup today, but we got a pretty good idea, and we'll run it through you. But it's expected Kasperi Kapanen will come in replacement of one Victor Arvidsson. Nobby has been very clear since Saturday night. He wants to play with speed, he wants to play fast tonight, and he wants to push the pace. He's also expected to split up one Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. But first things first, Kasperi Kapanen comes in for Arvi. That fourth line has been really good of Pods, Janmark, and Arvi. However, I would say there was one of the weaker link on that line, it would be Arvidsson. Pods is bringing his lunch pail. Janmark's been doing his thing. And hey, playoffs are a long run here. It's 2 months. If you want to go to the Stanley Cup Finals, you're going to have a lineup adjustment. I also think this was the longest stretch of time the Oilers had gone this season without changing up any of their forwards or their defensemen. So Kasperi Kapanen comes in. Some people online saying they wanted to bring in Jeff Skinner. That was never in consideration for me ever, not in that fourth line role, especially against Vegas. I do think Jeff Skinner would kind of be out of place there a little bit. Thoughts on Kapanen coming in? And, what do you expect from him?
I have no issue with that. Knoblauch's correct. They do need a little bit more speed, and he's going to bring that. But, I mean, I'm not going to stress over it because, honestly, knowing Knoblauch, he's probably going to play him like 12 minutes, 14 minutes. It's going to be very situational. He does bring some speed. As Sean Pangs pointed out on social media, he scored a couple clutch goals throughout his career. A playoff goal, a goal at, I think, the World Juniors, World Championships. I'm not too correct there. But Kasperi Kapanen, he's been all right with the Edmonton Oilers. I think he does well in a fourth-line role.
Yeah, he scored the OT winner in the World Junior Championship 2016. Then 2017, he scored a double OT playoff winner for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hey, I believe in him. Ooh, hold on. Let me scroll. What is a Kasperi Kapanen anytime goal on Bet? Brett's shaking his head. What, Brett? You don't believe in a Kapanen anytimer?
Yeah, you know me. I'm a plus chaser, but I don't know if we're going that big.
See, he's still not even technically listed here yet.
Probably for the best. Although that'd be fucking electric if he scored.
If they list him at the end of the show, I'll sprinkle. I'll sprinkle a little bit, and I will do so responsibly with our friends from Bet365. Was also Chris Knoblauch expected, as I mentioned, to break up McDry, Connor McDavid, and Leon Draisaitl, which is exactly what he did in the third period of Game 3. And for that one, he went to our classic Nuge, McDavid, Zachary, Martin, Hyman. The shot attempts were 8-0 when they were on the ice together. The actual shots were 2-0 in just over 4 minutes at 5v5. It's a trio that has plenty of experience playing together. But it was weird earlier today, and that's why we said nothing's confirmed until we see the Oilers get out for their warm-up before the hockey game in 30 minutes here. But the way it was lined up earlier, Brett, I don't know if we have the tweet in here of what it looked like, but it was McD skating with Zach Hyman and Corey Perry. And then on the second line, that's okay if we don't. On the second line, it was Evander Kane, Leon Draisaitl, and Matthias Janmark on the second line. So that one had me puzzled quite a little bit. Now, it was said online, don't read into these things, and we will see what happens when they come out for that skate. Both Connor and Leon, though, we can say, and it's very weird to say, have been bottled up. I'm putting in quotations here because what? I think they have 5 points in 3 games each. Yeah. Vegas Golden Knights, though, gotta be honest. They have defended them very, very well. I mentioned how they've adjusted throughout the series. They're blanketing both Connor and Leon, not giving them time and space. They're fumbling pucks. We've seen both of them look very frustrated at points. So to me, kind of makes sense here to spread the wealth throughout the rest of the lineup, separate 97 and 29. Let's all remember, we do think this team is at its best, at its peak, when you can roll 97 with his own line, 29 with his other, especially on home ice. They're going to get their opportunities together after icings on the power play. We know Nobby is going to find a way to get them out together, but at least tonight to start the game they are expected to play separately. Now, Matthias Janmark is in the top 6 in Game 4 of a playoff game. I will riot. I will freak out. What would you do if you were Nobby in the top 6? Because for me, I would go your classic Nuge, McD, Hyman. I'd go Perry, Leon Draisaitl, and I think Connor Brown. I maybe would put Evander Kane there over Perry, but Perry's just been so damn good lately. I don't think you can do anything with that guy, and I think Kaner could probably slide in on the third line somewhere. And if Nobby keeps saying he wants to emphasize speed in this hockey game tonight, Connor Brown seems like a pretty good option for me next to Leon Draisaitl. What would you do in the top six? Brett, you too, I'm curious.
I would probably split up McDavid and Draisaitl, but it's also very situational. I think it's a bit of a luxury what the Edmonton Oilers have, of course. You can kind of surprise team. Like at any given moment, you put McDavid and Draisaitl together. All of a sudden, Vegas has their fourth line and said, hey, you know what? We're going to put McDavid and Draisaitl up for a shift or two and just see what happens. And it's one of their weapons, and it's a weapon that only the Edmonton Oilers have, and I think there's no issue with splitting them up. I like it when they're split up. I like it when they're together. I think the Edmonton Oilers have a lot of weapons on their team, and Matthias Janmark, it's just he's been a gamer these playoffs. He works hard, and Connor Brown as well, right? Like it's you can't go wrong with either situation. I think I know a lot of people are very critical of when they're together because you have these two good players. You should split them apart and use their minutes wisely. But I mean, there's some of the two best players in the world. If you can use them together in certain moments and gain the advantage, there's nothing wrong with that.
Bert, what would you do in the top six?
I'm going to be pretty boring here. I'm keeping McDry together purely with the fact that, like, especially in the playoffs, they play so well together in the three of them. I put those two with Corey Perry again. Just you can't not have a good line with those three. Like they've just proven over and over and over again, especially throughout Corey Perry's career, that he can do it. Like it's fantastic. I like Evander Kane in the top six, but I think you could also move a guy like Trent Frederick up there if you want like the little bit of power and the pump, and very good skater as well. You keep Nuge down there on the second line with Hyman, and if Kane's feet aren't there, then that's fine. But there's also kind of similar to what Waz was saying, it's the caveat A that you're also at home. So you have that last change and you're able to take advantage of whatever you need to. So if you want to put Leon and Connor and Perry out, or Leon, Connor, and Hyman out at the same time, you can, because you get that luxury and with the last change. And then on top of it, if you don't want to, then you can go back to your lines that you ran during the regular season with Nuge, Hyman, McDavid, Draisaitl. Hell, you could even put Podkolzin up there too if you want. So, no, and the other luxury that the Oilers have had this year is that they've done it all year. They have misappropriated,
blended it up, baby.
Done everything.
This is where the benefit of the blender totally comes up.
100%. And I forget who it was I was talking about. I believe, no, I don't remember who it was, but a former Edmonton Oiler who was on like that 06 team who played under Craig McTavish. He said that during that season, a lot of the season, McTavish put everybody with a little bit of everybody. Similar to what we're seeing. So then when they were getting down the stretch in the playoffs, everybody knew how to play with each other because they'd done it for 82 games already. And look how far that team went. So I like the philosophy of letting people play around, and especially throughout the season, because now you're in this stretch where, well, shit, Arvidsson and Podkolzin have experience here and this and that and the other thing. I know Arvidsson's not playing, just using that for example, but I think it's a very good luxury that the Oilers have afforded themselves here.
In the same breath, I think we tend to kind of overthink the lineups, especially
they're just
the ones we see.
It's a recommendation. It's a recommendation.
Exactly, right? Like, how many times have the lines actually fully stick together through a full 60-minute hockey game? Very, very rarely. Like, we'll see McDavid and Draisaitl split up at practice, and next thing you know,
we're going to start tracking that next season.
Yeah, right.
We're going to start tracking that.
I wouldn't look too much into the lines. They're probably going to get jumbled up throughout the game and see it's all situational.
One more thing, too. Don't think we were going to talk about this. Do you know who the referee for tonight's game is?
Wesley
McCauley.
Yeah, I saw that, too.
Here we go again.
Ooh, shit, baby. Ooh, shit. I will say, though, like you mentioned Trent Frederick up in the top six there. For me, no, I'm going all wheels all the way, and that is what I expect from Chris Knoblauch. He's been very clear about that since Saturday night. But once again, series is all about adjustments, baby. I would say Vegas in their adjustments. Game number one, the Oilers were able to break out of their zone cleanly, move it up with speed, get in the attacking zone, and then they obviously dominated from there. Vegas has adjusted defensively, clogging up the middle of the ice, neutral zone, packing up the blue line. It's been very hard for the Oilers to get sustained offensive zone time because they're having a very hard time getting into the zone with possession of the puck. I'd say a lot of dump and chase has been executed. Dump, hey, that worked. The chase, while there, Vegas' D, they've been able to handle it, work pucks out cleanly the other way. I guess for me, one way I think to try and combat that, hey, if you're going to clog the middle of the ice and you're going to do that there, we're going to use speed to counter, go around the outside, and then, as I said, simplify your hockey game. Throw some pucks on net, and hopefully Aiden Hill is still off his game. Let's go now. Need to know information courtesy of Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name, made from 100% pure Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size. You can pick up their jerky, sausage, other products exclusively out of their Leduc location. For more info, head to WilhaukBeefJerky.com. So we don't know about the total pairings. We expect Kapanen in for Arvidsson, and then Troy Stetcher in for Ty Emberson, who has only averaged 9 minutes and 29 seconds time on ice in his 9 playoff games so far. It'll be Stetcher's first ever playoff game for the Edmonton Oilers, because remember, last year he was out, got the ankle surgery, I believe to remove a cyst, which the more I thought about that, what awful timing to get a cyst on your ankle before your team goes on a cup run. That stinks. Corey Perry, you mentioned he's a veteran. He will play in his 225th NHL playoff game, tying him with Glenn Anderson for 8th all-time in NHL history. Scored 2 big goals in Game 3, 59 goals, 75 assists, 134 points in 224 games played, and he still looks as good as ever with those hands. Also, positivity, the Edmonton Oilers, they call it the swing game. It's either you're tied 2-2 or you're either up 3-1. Well, the Edmonton Oilers, 7-0 in their last 7 Game 4s. The last time they lost to Game 4, Colorado Avalanche back in 2022. Don't really want to talk about that one. No. Then with Calvin Pickard, I mentioned, so Nobby said he's ruled out for this game for sure. Darren Dreger used the words probably be at least a week, which does not fill me with very much confidence, but Stuart Skinner's going to get the start. He allowed 4 goals on 24 shots in Game 3. .817 as save percentage through 3 playoff games. Shittiest part, he's 0-3 so far. So for the Golden Knights, Mark Stone was on the ice today earlier at morning skate. He was injured in the first period of Game 3. Don't ever want to make a joke about somebody getting injured in the head, but I guess I will. Shout out Corey Perry, did a little bit of everything in that hockey game. Now, Mark Stone practiced earlier this morning, but Bruce Cassidy called him a game-time decision, and he said that we needed to see how Stone would react to morning practice. To that, I'd say that kind of sounds like a head injury type thing. Should he even be playing? Hey, that's not for me to say. Look at this. Mark Stone wants to play in hockey games. Look at that. Who would have ever thought we'd be here? If Stoner's good to go, don't really expect any lineup changes otherwise. Pavel Dorofeyev moved to PP1. He will replace Victor Olofsson. Braden McNabb didn't skate this morning. He's expected to be ready to go as well. And then, of course, Aiden Hill. He's going to get the start. First goalie off the ice. He allowed 3 goals on 17 shots in Game 3. 314 goals against, 872 save percentage in only 9 games so far. And then, negativity. Vegas, they're 3-0 in their last 3 playoff road games, and they've done it all in miraculous comebacks. That will end eventually. The buck stops here. Brett, you keep raising your eyebrows at me. What you got?
They just have to hammer the strobe lights tonight pregame. For Mark Stone, they just have to, as much as they possibly can. Yes. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, Marky, what's wrong? Got a headache? Probably shouldn't play.
Hey. Gamesmanship is what I call that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go now to my Sherwood Ford Giant storyline, brought to you by Sherwood Ford, the Giant Nation Valet service. Got it going on right now. Come on, people. You don't even have to drive a Sherwood Ford vehicle. It can be any make or model. They'll come pick it up at your home, at your work. They'll drive it back to the shop, do whatever service maintenance needs to be done. Then they will drive that bad boy right on back to you. Did not even leave the office. Tyler's done it all the time. And you know what? My oil change light just came up on my vehicle. Looks like I'm calling David, and we're going to make an appointment at Sherwood Ford. Now, my storyline is, what do these adjustments look like? It's all what a series is about in the NHL playoffs. Bruce Cassidy, great coach. Chris Knobloch, also a great coach. You know, they go back and forth on the ice, but damn it, the coaches go back and forth as well. Vegas, as I said, turned up the defensive pressure the last 2 games. Oilers expecting to combat that with speed, and that is my key to victory in this hockey game. Push the pace. Go, 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 go. It is hard to defend when you're skating backwards. It's hard to defend when the Oilers have speed, when they are entering the zone. And come on now. Sometimes it bites the Oilers in the butt when they play that style of hockey game, but I would argue the Vegas Golden Knights can't out-Oiler the Edmonton Oilers. We invented this game. We run this town, baby. We run this game. Use your wheels, use your jets, and I think that'll be a good way. And another one of the many adjustments you will see as this series continues to move along. Wazinho, you got a storyline? You got a key to victory for me?
My key to victory, I mean, it's going to be easy. I want to go to the Edmonton Oilers goaltending. I want to see a big game out of Stuart Skinner. I want him to quiet the haters and kind of have a legacy game. I feel like I'm asking for a lot here, but I believe in Stuart Skinner. I know he's had a rocky year. He hasn't had a perfect playoffs by any means, but we saw last year how good he can be. We think back to that Dallas Stars game, Game 6. He had a game against Florida that was pretty solid and against LA. Stuart Skinner can perform in the playoffs. He's got to lock in. People, we got to believe in Stuart Skinner because let's be honest, Olivier Rodriguez is not going to be starting. Colin Delia is not going to be starting for the Edmonton Oilers. We need some belief in Stuart Skinner right now.
I was watching What Chaos this morning.
Shout out.
Hey, shout out What Chaos. And they were talking about, obviously, the goalie situation. And they got on to talking about Olivier Rodriguez. And I think DJ said something along the lines of, I wouldn't even know. It might have been Sean. I didn't even know this guy until we all started chanting his name. It's Greta.
Thank you.
I commented during the show. I was like, let's get an O-Rod chant or Rodrigue chant going at Greta.
Yeah.
They put it on the show. Sean loved it. It was hilarious.
There
That
you
just
go.
immediately brought me back to that moment.
Shout out to What Chaos Boys.
Rodrigue.
No, it's Skinner. It's Stu. I also tell you that first Stu on Saturday night, that hit like crack, brother. That was, I was waiting for that one. He made the first save. He's got to do it again tonight, hopefully. Baby, if you're in the crowd, positivity galore. You're going to cheer on our boy Stuart Skinner. And as you mentioned, a big game would go a very, very long way for this fan base, for Stuart Skinner's confidence. Obviously, hey, all we can do is pray. And as Christy says, kept you here. Thank you very much. She also says, I believe in Stu. Also, Calvin Pickard, Stuart Skinner doesn't lose 4 games in a row. Unless he has, but you know.
Yeah.
Mistaken Mexican, Stu, going to be huge game for him as well. So, Bert, we don't need to go, like, you can throw up one of the projected lineups that we've got, but once again, we will let you know. Waz, you keep it locked on Twitter as well, just like I am. But this is what we believe they skated like earlier on this morning at practice. However, a lot of moving parts. Ryan Rashog even said on the fourth line, it was a jumbled up mess of parts there. But the way they skated was Hyman, Connor, and Corey Perry, Nuge, Dry, and Matthias Janmark, question mark, Evander Kane with Rico and Connor Brown, Podkolzin and Frederick at center at 4C there, Kasperi Kapanen in on the wing, Victor Arvidsson expected to be the odd man out. Your D pairings, see it has Nurse with Bush, Wallman with Klingberg, Brett Kulak with Troy Stetcher. So first we'll talk about the D pairings here because Troy Stetcher making his Oilers playoff debut, coming in the lineup for or in replace of one Ty Emberson. Now it's kind of speculated that Darnell Nurse is going to play with Troy Stetcher. NHL Sid has a great article on Oilersnation.com right now. We talked about it on ONE today. Basically, without all the graphs I can break down, Darnell Nurse these playoffs has not been very good, and him and the Bouchard pairing has not been very good. Bouch without Nurse has been pretty damn good. And kind of, I mean, it's the underlying numbers. You got the eye test things, but I would also argue Darnell has struggled so far this postseason. Troy Stetcher was its most common used defensive partner during the regular season at over 400 minutes. It was considerably more than anybody else. Now, Stetch, we know he's not the greatest puck mover. He's not the biggest guy. He doesn't lead the league in hits by any degree like that. But what you will get is a highly motivated dude who goes at 1,000% all the time. HDMH, height doesn't measure heart, absolutely. I do think, and it's not that Ty Emerson's been bad, right? I really don't think so. He just has been trusted with a big workload. He's playing in PK moments, end of period, end of game situations there as well. But let's remember, the end of the regular season, Troy Stetcher was a regular in this lineup on that decor. He got banged up, and then he was just kind of the odd man out. You cannot mess with a winning lineup. And maybe there will be a realm that Nobby trusts him more than he would a Ty Emerson, especially if he plays with Darnell Nurse, because there is a factor. As the more these playoffs move along, the Oilers D-men, I'd say their 5 top D-men have been logging a lot of minutes, while Ty Emerson has been logging a bunch. That will add up as the playoffs continue to go along. So who knows? 14, 15 minutes from Troy Stetcher tonight. Next game could go a long way in the entirety of the NHL playoffs. But thoughts, Stetch getting his opportunity. Also, first time he will play in front of an Oilers playoff crowd. I'm sure he talked to Trent Frederick, who said it's absolutely unbelievable. Electric, I believe, was the term he used as well. But thoughts on Stetch getting in, and should he play with Darnell Nurse? Because I think so. It should be Kulak Bush. Sorry.
I think he should be playing with Darnell Nurse. I'm excited for him because he's an absolute gamer. He definitely feeds off the energy of the crowd. And nothing against Ty Emerson, but the thing about Ty Emerson's played probably under 100 NHL games now. This is his first playoff run, right? So a lot of it is just experience and growing with how the game goes. And Troy Stecher, I'm very excited to see what he can do. It's kind of surprising that this is his first Edmonton Oilers playoff game. I know last year was kind of unfortunate with that cyst. Those things, unfortunately, can happen to some people. But Troy Stecher, I'm very excited. And as Jason Gregor pointed out, that he's better at just moving the puck, and we can see more 5-on-5 minutes with Troy Stecher.
There we go. It's kind of what I was alluding to, and I think that will help the squad as we move along. Let's move along as well to the starting goaltender report, brought to you by Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. The boys for ONE were down at Power Sports and Marine today. Tyler, Liam, Jay said the boats were looking beautiful. I'm sure the quads, the scoots, Brett. Imagine if you owned your own scooter. How much fun would you have with that? You're the king of scoots. I was saying how you send me videos sometimes of you scooting and hitting the brakes or hitting the jump. You're very good. You're very nimble.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a nimble body for my frame. Yeah, if I had a scooter, I would be probably at work every single day, so I wouldn't have to pay for one anymore. Probably be in early too. Just so much easier. I love scooters.
If Ty gets the Nation truck, we should get a Power Sports and Marine scoot.
Yeah,
you can have that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
let's get it wrapped.
As someone who likes to fish, I want a Nation boat.
Okay, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about scooters.
Oh, okay.
I mean, damn it, that's a good point. Though I would kind of appreciate a good Nation pontoon boat as well. Good party on there.
Let's just suck them dry here.
All right, get at me. Get it.
Jesus Christ, Brett. Oh, my God.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm the guy who's too deep.
All right. Fighting Amish said, Bordzy, when are we getting a motorcycle? Calvin Pickard, get Bordzy the Nation boat. Brett, that was fantastic for you. I'm happy about that one. Let's pull up the tail of the tape between Stuart Skinner and Aiden Hill.
Tail of the tape.
I hate looking at Stuart Skinner's numbers in this postseason. We'll put it up shortly, then we'll take it right off the screen. 0-3, 536 goals against average with an .817 save percentage. Then you look at Aiden Hill over there. 5-4 record, 314 goals against average, .872 save percentage. Obviously, Stuart Skinner, dude, a good performance just goes an incredibly long way tonight in this fan base. And I think with his confidence as well, I'm not upset with him hugely. Well, not upset with him for the last goal. I'm probably way more upset with him for the other three in that hockey game. We talked about him. We believe in him. Just need more big saves, and he needs confidence. He also needs the team in front of him to play much better. We talk about it with how they don't sell Calvin Pickard out to dry as much as they do to Stuart Skinner. I'd say the end of that game in Game 3, kind of selling your goalie out to dry. The guy on the other side, Aiden Hill, brother, he has struggled all postseason now. 5-4 record there. He's looked slow side to side at points. He's a bigger gentleman. His glove has looked very not good. And then it's been weird points, Brett. We've talked about it a lot. Really feels like he's overcompensating for the glove, and now he's been getting picked apart blocker side as well. Kind of a little bit of a mess. Now he's still got that pedigree. He deserves the benefit of the doubt. My opinion, I saw it on Reddit today being like, is this dude playing himself off of Team Canada's Olympic team next year? Who knows? Thoughts on Hill? Because he has not looked like 2023 Aiden Hill, tell you that.
Well, it's funny. We talk about Stuart Skinner's numbers not looking pretty, and they don't, but Aiden Hill on the other side, his numbers are not so great either. I mean, he hasn't had a 900 save percentage in this series against Edmonton. The last time he had a 900 save percentage was against Minnesota, May 1st, 935. So he also hasn't been great. And I think we also got to remember that in the NHL playoffs, you're playing against some of the best players, best teams in the league. You're going to allow a few more goals than you would anticipate, right? I know like maybe 10, 15 years ago, some of the goalies like Carey Price, Henrik Lundqvist, they were phenomenal. But nowadays, it's hard to be.
I'd say the average save percentage is going down in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Everybody's really good.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's weird how that works, right? And Stuart Skinner, like I pointed this out before he started, that he's had some solid games against the Golden Knights throughout the last, I would say, year. And a lot of people were saying, well, his games were that was in December. It doesn't count.
That's your thing, Brett. Damn it, he's doing your thing.
They're all the same. He stood when it mattered most against Vegas. He had 5 straight games against the Golden Knights that were over 900 save percentage. Not so bad. And it's also up to the team in front of him to play some steady hockey, which can we not ask that from the Edmonton Oilers? I mean, in Game 2, they weren't that great. Game 3, they were obviously not great. It's time for the whole team to step up and help Stu'S Skinner out a little bit as well.
Yes, please. Also, Stu, you got to pick up your bootstraps as well here. This is a two-way street. We need to start seeing some things because, as I said, Calvin Pickard probably at least a week. That one doesn't make me feel very good.
My thing is, it's
no. We got to keep moving along. We got to keep moving along here. Let's go to the away lineup. I'm still waiting for news on the Edmonton Oilers here of what we're going to get confirmed for them. In the meantime, double ad read because I want to shout out Greta Bar-Yeg. Obviously, we are down here, downtown Edmonton. There's something about it, even a Monday night. People that are in the bar still here right now. There's some jerseys. Everybody's heading on down, getting some game day wing deals, courtesy of Greta. But even on a Monday, there's still a vibe in here. There's still also, Brett, look, there's orange and blue balloons right next to you in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles machine. That feels like a good omen for me there as well. Greta, fantastic time. Saturday night, I know the Oilers lost. Wasn't the result we wanted. It was awesome. And you know what we had a couple of as well? Was a couple Budweisers because they are also a proud partner of Pregaming. Come on, it's been getting brewed here in Edmonton for 45 years. They're also now partnering with one Mark Messier because he's a local Edmontonian as well. Also, not a big deal. Got a couple Stanley Cup rings to his name. They partnered with Mess. We were able to interview him. They got their beautiful Edmonton cans going on around in Edmonton. We got a couple cases at the office. Brett, we've enjoyed a couple of those bad boys. Shout out Budweiser. Honored to have them as a sponsor on the show. I've been drinking you, I was about to say my entire life, but 15? Since I was 15. Shout out, Bud. Shout out, Bud. Yeah, they probably don't. They probably don't want that. You can show the projected lineup for the Vegas Golden Knights here. Top line, not expecting any changes. Barbashev, Eichel, Stoner, who just trying to see on Twitter if we're getting any late breaking news. Sorry,
been any updates.
Mark Stone and Braden McNabb are both on the ice for warm-ups. Just got that 34 seconds ago. Stuart Skinner starting, Aiden Hill starting. Okay, but it's going to start rolling in here in the next minute or so. Second line, Victor Olofsson with Tomas Hertl, who tried to injure his own trainer on the bench. That was nuts, buddy. Don't be such a baby. Control your stick. That was crazy. Also, shout out the trainer. Took that like a fucking champ, dude. It took him right in the face. He locked in, just went down the tunnel, didn't say a word. That's playoff trainer right there as well. Third line, Brett Howden with Wild Bill and Riley Smith. Tanner Pearson, Nick Waugh, Keegan Colasar. Braden McNabb, who we just found out, is taking the ice with Shea Theodore. Hannafin with Petrangelo. Nicholas Hague with Zach Whitecloud. Waz, quickly go your player to watch, and then we will do Bordzy's bankroll.
My player to watch for Vegas?
Yeah. Or yeah.
Well, Vegas, Pavel Dorofeyev has been pretty rock solid.
Back on power play one now.
Yeah, I mean, he scored what? He led the Golden Knights in goals this season with 35. He's pretty good on the power play. For the Edmonton Oilers, I kind of want to see more of the Zach Hyman, as crazy as that sounds. I know he leads the team in hits this postseason. He has the most hits in the entire NHL playoffs. But I want to see Zach Hyman kind of take over a game, have a hat trick, have 2 goals. I know that's a lot to ask, but just like make yourself seem like a presence in this. I feel like he's been quiet. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe I got to pay attention more to the games, which is kind of probably true. But Zach Hyman, I just want to see a little bit more out of you, pal.
You could argue that a bit, and then also remember in round 1, let's say if he's not necessarily putting up the points, maybe not playing with Connor and Leon, what was Zach Hyman doing? Taking the body. He was laying hits left, right, and center. Had 12 hits, 10 hits, 7 hits the last 3 games of that series. And let's go now to Bordzy's Bankroll, brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And right now, during the playoffs, come on, man, you can sprinkle on a little bit of everything responsibly. Game lines, money lines, puck lines, Stanley Cup champions, series winners, power play points. You can even bet on the NBA, which, as much as, like, I'm a basketball guy through and through, so I always have been. I think the NBA playoffs this year specifically have been way better than they have been in years past. A lot of buzzer-beating moments. You could get in on that action at Bet365. Bert, throw it up for me right now if you could, because this is what we're rolling with, and I've already placed the parlay. My first option, Connor McDavid to get 2+ points this evening. It's only -120. He's got 16 points in 9 playoff games so far this postseason. He's hit this in 2 out of 3 games in this series. I understand -120 is crazy, insane odds, but after a loss, Connor McDavid, home ice. I'm riding with him. He hit it last game at this. No matter what the line is, I might be placing on this one every single game. The second option is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to get 1+ points. Now that's -140. And I think Nuge might be on the quietest 7-game point streak that I've ever heard of. He has 9 points over that stretch, 3 goals, 6 assists. So he's been doing a little bit of everything dating back to game 3 against the LA Kings. I'd also argue on the power play, feels like Nuge has had the puck more. Vegas has allowed him to walk in and shoot more because they are really committed to taking away Leon Draisaitl and his office. But I think Leon had a pretty rough game in game 3 on Saturday night. And for me, that's all the more reason for me to bet on a Leon anytime goal +120 tonight. Ty, Liam, Jay all had Leon anytime goal in their game day Bet365 betting challenge. So I'm going to ride with that as well. The fourth leg of Oilers Nation every day. Had that bad game 3. I'm expecting it. And come on, all he does is score goals in the NHL playoffs, whether it's LA, whether it's Vegas. You look at these 3 bets. Connor, 2 points. Nuge, 1 point. Dry anytime. Which one do you like the most?
Probably Dry anytime. I mean, the guy is the Rocket Richard winner for a reason. He got a couple goals already, so I think he's due for a big game tonight. I mean, I feel like a lot of Oilers are due for a big game. I think a lot of them just kind of want to prove the doubters wrong and say, hey, we got to wake up here. We got to take advantage of the series, and the only way we can do that is by scoring some goals.
Damn right, Waz. I like that. Let's go now. Be joined by our pal, Devon Dubnyk. His appearance is brought to you by Tourism Jasper, because this summer, come on, you can find your happy place in Jasper. From hiking trails, paddling wild waters, or sharing laughs by the fire, happiness finds you in Jasper. It's open, vibrant, ready to welcome you back for more unforgettable moments. So drive over, play outside, soak up the fresh air, enjoy some food and drink, and maybe even stay up late because your best summer memories are not behind you. No, damn it, they're in front of me, and they're waiting for you this summer in Jasper. Plan your trip at jasper.travel/summer as we bring in our pal, legendary Edmonton Oilers goaltender Doobie, who I believe is going to be filming tomorrow a new edition of Ask Doobie. So people, be sure to get your questions in. Throw them in the chat here as well. Put them on the comments of the last Ask Doobie video as well. Do it on social media DMs. Get them in, because I love having the untapped resource that is Devon Dubnyk's brain. It's nice to have you, Dubs. And I mean, ONAD was made to have you on, especially after that game 3 and how it ended. Obviously, you know it better than anyone. Goaltending experts are everywhere online. And my lord, hard chat today at our noon show was one of the most negative things I've seen in a while. I will say it's just the vocal minority. And damn it, they rattled me today. They got in my cage. They got in my kitchen. Doobie, I was texting you saying, where is the positivity among this fan base? I've been bringing it now for, 48 minutes of this show. That's math, very tough to do. I don't know why I brought myself into that. But, Dupes, we are up 2-1 in this series against the Vegas Golden Knights on home ice, about to play in front of the Rogers Place faithful. There's a lot of reasons to be positive and optimistic about this team. Lots to be happy about coming into tonight, correct?
Oh, tons to be happy about. I mean, this is a great scenario. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it for a second, just because they were as close as they were last game. But we talked about it after. Let's be honest, everyone's getting a little spoiled with a 6-game heater in playoffs. I mean, how many teams just go rip 6 off? They were looking terrible down 0-2 to LA, and everybody was concerned about the way that was going to go. And do we even have a chance? Are they going to get bounced in the first round to going on a 6-game heater? And everybody now expects us to win every single game. And guess what? They were 0.4 seconds away from going into overtime with a chance to get that to 7 games. So it wasn't like they got steamrolled by any means. And yeah, we got to just take a little check at the door. Remember that we weren't going to rattle off 16 straight games to a Stanley Cup. But, when things are rolling and feeling good, I felt kind of sad for myself because I enjoyed talking to you guys about the win a whole lot more than I did talking about a loss last game. So selfishly, I'd love to see him get back in the win column here.
Especially when I'm down here at Greta Bar Yag. Now, we still had a hell of an evening Saturday night, Dubs. Win or lose, we hit the booze absolutely on Saturday night, so it wasn't that bad. But tonight, so it was obviously a tough loss in Game 3. But the thing is, that's just one game. It only counts as one. A lot of times people say momentum in the playoffs. It's not a real thing. You got to compartmentalize, you adjust, and hey, you try and put your next best foot forward. And there's no time to dwell on it from the last game. And that's why I think the start of tonight's hockey game, once again, Game 4 in front of the home crowd, it's going to be rowdy as shit in there. It's Monday night. It's very gloomy outside Edmonton right now. It's been raining out throughout the day. I know that building's going to bring the juice, but I hope the Edmonton Oilers do as well. You're looking for an interesting start here from the Oilers as well.
Well, yeah, I want to see resiliency, right? We're talking about the positivity, and they are in a great spot, and these are all true things. But you can't let the way that game finished, right? That game is a loss, whether it was 6-0 or they lost with 0.4 seconds left in the game, and that's easy for us to sit here and say, and for everybody to talk about, like, don't let it affect you. Well, it does. It is more difficult to let one go like that was that close and that heartbreaking, but it's important right now to just show that you're not going to let that moment swing the series or swing the momentum in the series, and just come out right away. It's another great opportunity. You don't have to do that and then go back into Vegas and have, that building bringing all the momentum against you. You have an opportunity right now to be back in your building that is going to be ready to cheer you guys on. We know how crazy it is in there, and that's why I think it's really important to show that little mishap at the end of the game that everyone, was now bringing the negativity about and all worried about, you put it away. And if you can come out and have a good start and get back to being aggressive and, a little bit of domination. Vegas is a good team. I don't think they're going to be able to run over them like they did a little bit in Game 1 or like they were doing to LA, because Vegas doesn't sit back like LA. But I'd like to see them go out there, especially in the first 10 minutes, give them a little bit of an overwhelming feeling with just some relentless attack, and just show everybody the last game's gone and we're moving on.
Nip it in the bud. Move along. Waz, you got one?
Yeah, Dude, I got a question for you, especially there's been a lot of noise around Stuart Skinner here. And I just want to know, how does someone in his position kind of block out all the noise, especially on social media, everyone's talking about Stuart Skinner. How does a goalie in his position block out the noise?
You know what? It's hard. I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's some magical thing and that we're all just rock solid individuals who don't give a shit about anybody, because it's not true. He's hurting right now. I guarantee it. Day to day, I guarantee it doesn't leave his mind for more than 5 or 10 seconds. And that's just the way it is. This is why we got to these situations and this level of play, because we have to learn how to deal with it. And I know for a fact he's doing everything to the best of his ability to deal with it. And what he needs to do is lean on his teammates and his family and the people that are closest to him, that know him as a person and who he is and how great of a goalie he is. And I mean, you can't go read anything for sure. You can't go listening. That is an absolute no-go here. But he knows that. But just really lean on the group, your family in the rink and your family at home, and trust in the quality of goaltender you are, and just go out there and work. And the more in these big situations, these high pressure situations, that whether there's positivity, negativity, whatever it is, if you're feeling nerves, I always brought it back to simplifying the game as much as I could. And that was, for me, it was 3 things. It was pushing and stopping, having my feet set on the shot, and finding pucks. Those could change, but I'd always pick 3 things that if I could just really narrow down to just 3 simple things for me to do, then I could kind of eliminate how big the game was, because really the game's played the exact same way, whether it's Stanley Cup final or whether it's preseason. Our job is purely reactive. We can only react to what happens in front of us. We can only stop the shots that come at us. Again, whether that's Game 7 of the Cup final or the last preseason game, we are basically going out there playing the exact same game. Players can jump the boards and go make something happen. We can't. We just have to sit there, and we have to take on what comes to us. It's part of the challenge of the job. But the smaller you can make it and understand that and feel that, then you're able to kind of just block out and stay in that tunnel of just 3 simple things.
Stay composed, compartmentalize. Also, your former teammate Sean Orkoff's in the chat. Recommends staying off X. I would also highly recommend that for one Stuart Skinner. There's obviously the playoffs, I keep saying it, it's all about adjustments. Bruce Cassidy, I felt in games 2 and 3, adjusted defensively. It's clogged up the middle of the ice, hasn't given guys a lot of time and space. I'll say the Edmonton Oilers' best players. Tonight, Nami's going to adjust. So he's going to enter in with Kasperi Kapanen into the lineup and Troy Stecher into the lineup as well. I mean, we knew we weren't going to see the same 18 skater unit for the entirety of these NHL playoffs. Stech was a regular on the back end at the end of the regular season. Kasperi Kapanen has been solid throughout the season. Nabi's also really emphasized speed in this hockey game tonight. That's what I think Kasperi Kapanen will bring. But Dubs, thoughts on the new guys that enter into the lineup?
Yeah, I mean that's really the thing. It's pretty rare to have a situation like the Oilers had, where both based on injuries and then obviously the success that everybody was having, where game to game, there wasn't even a consideration of a lineup change because they're on a 6-game heater. So now we're to the point where that's I think last game was better, but even everyone says like maybe didn't deserve to win game 2. They did anyway. Now we're kind of getting away from that domination that they had before. So it's a good time to kind of revisit and tinker with some stuff, tinker with the lines a little bit, get a little bit of a different look. I believe Arvidsson's coming out.
Yeah,
is that right?
We just got actual updated lines to talk about getting a moment. Kasperi Kapanen's going to play on the second line with Leon Draisaitl and Vasily Podkolzin. That to me, two guys like we saw Dry play well with Pods and Harvey at points. I call them both lunch pail guys because they get in on the forecheck, they bang and crash, retrieve pucks, get it back to skilled guy in Leon. Kapanen, remember his first game when he played with the Oilers, I believe he scored a goal, or maybe it was the second one with Leon Draisaitl. Yeah, Kapanen getting a serious opportunity here in the second line, dudes.
Yeah, that's no joke for sure. Yeah. And obviously they trust in his ability to skill wise to make some moves and be able to get the puck to Draisaitl. So definitely be interesting to see how it plays out and for the Oilers hopefully, and for Kapanen, fantastic opportunity. Like you said, not just inserted in the lineup to go chip pucks and run guys through the boards and not get scored on. This is an opportunity to really contribute offensively, and we'll see what he can do with it. I mean, obviously Knoblauch's got the ability to switch these back real quick to what they're comfortable with if it's not going the same way. But that's kind of a luxury that he's got, where they have like those lines the way they were before, that we talked about, the identity and how everyone was kind of fitting in when they were really rolling teams, rolling LA and the first game against Vegas. So they kind of have those in their back pocket regardless of where they go here. So that's why he's able to tinker and move guys around, give Vegas a different look, because again, it's 2 games in a row now where it's been very difficult to really get something sustainable going. So I think it's a great idea to give a different look and see how it goes. And you always got the previous lines in the back pocket if you need to go back to them.
I always call it break glass in case of emergency. Smash, McDry. You go out there and you get on the ice. We know Nobby loves to do that. Now, we do get Brett. Can you pull it up one more time? Because the deep pairings are also slightly different in this hockey game. It's going to be Brett Kulak with Evan Bouchard instead of Darnell Nurse. Nursey going to play with Troy Stecher. Before you joined, Dubes, they said Nurse's most common deep partner this season was Troy Stecher. Him and Bouch, I do not think have worked out very, very well. The underlying numbers, they're pretty bad if you do look at that. Now, Kulak, you don't know this about me, Dubes. He's my favorite Edmonton Oiler by far. He is Mr. Consistency. He is the unsung hero as far as you ask me. He's got an insane Iron Man streak going on right now. I love him in that spot with one Evan Bouchard. And then Shea has been asking this question a lot, so we'll get his Ask Doobie right here live. Bordzy, I have posed the question a few times, but I would love to know from Doobie, what would he say to Nurse about going to the ice every single odd man rush? Doobie, what are your thoughts on Darnell always going down on the ice?
Stay on your goddamn feet, please. It's just like, and it's not just Darnell Nurse. It's like because tons of guys do this, but watch every game. Like there's almost nothing positive comes out of it unless the guy times it so well, which some guys are able to do. But it's when they time it and they're basically just going down and forcing the guy to either try to go around them or completely shutting them off with the timing. But when you're going down and like waving your stick, it just is complete mayhem, and the guys are good enough too, is they throw the brakes on and then it's one move And unless you've got instant back pressure to take that away, then it's like complete chaos, because now you have one guy who's not on his blades, who's staying down and doesn't know if he should get up or stay down. And now they've made a move. Now you got a guy either walking down Main Street or standing in a scoring chance with nobody to defend him. And then everybody else around doesn't know who they're supposed to get either. They're like, oh, now all of a sudden Nurse's guy is by himself because he's sliding to the corner. Should I go get him or should I stay what I'm doing? Like, it just, if you can only move around on your two edges. So stay on at least one of them, please.
Yeah, I see Southpaws in here. When my dad coached hockey, one of his sayings was yelling, only one goalie. Dubs, there was a game in round one where Nursey was doing that very thing, and you went, hey, 74 is already playing goal. We're good on that one. You need to play defense there as well. Final one. Give me a massive key. I know we're going to talk about on Oilers Nation After Dark, Stuart Skinner. It's the most obvious statement ever, but a big game would go a long way tonight for the Edmonton Oilers, the fan base, and for Stuart Skinner himself. What's he got to do to come out of this one? The only thing that matters tonight is that W, but what's Stu got to do to have a good game tonight?
Well, that's what I'm going to go back to, right, is just being understanding the job. And that's kind of what I touched on after last game, is that he can't go and start thinking about needing to go have a great game, because that's the whole point about being a goalie, is you cannot go out and have a 50 save shutout if you only get 10 shots. And if you go out there with a mentality like, I need to go get a 50 save shutout, I need to stop 15-10 Bellers, I need to be player of the game tonight. If you don't get that opportunity, it's going to affect the way that you play and the way that you approach plays. A lot of times you tend to clutch and sometimes you can be like almost lunging at pucks. It's like you want them to shoot so bad because you just want to do well. You want to help so bad, and you can't. You have to let everything come to you. So I just want to see a comfortable game out of Skinner tonight. Just when you watch, he's comfortable in the net. He's in position. He's where he needs to be, and he makes the saves he needs to make. We don't need to go say, Stuart Skinner, you have to steal us a game. If he does, great. But when Picks came in, like, that was the whole thing. Nobody expected Picks to come and make a 60 save shutout or whatever it was. He came in and stole game 2 for him, which is fantastic, because eventually you're going to need those along the way. But they just needed him to be comfortable back there, make a big save once in a while, but make the saves he's supposed to make and look comfortable doing it. And that's really what they got with Pickard. And I think that's what they need to get from Skinner tonight, is just a comfortable Stu Skin game, makes the saves he needs to, maybe a couple that he shouldn't. And other than that, then as long as the Oilers play well in front of them, if it's 4-3, if it's 5-4, who cares? Forget about the stats. Just make sure that you guys scored more than the other team.
Hey, I like that for me. Brett, pull it up one more time here, or the first time. Doobies, 3 keys to victory. I'm praying, baby. Early response after that disappointing, what did I say, knife, meat, chest. That's how I opened up Oilers Nation After Dark. I'm finally pulling it out. I'm ready to go again. The new lineup additions, can they bring some energy, bring some speed, specifically for one Kasperi Kapanen, and then Stu Skinner, be steady. Doobie, we love you. Shay is also very, very thankful that you answered his question. He was very curious on that one. I knew how you felt about that, so I think that one went over well for Shay. Final one.
Said that one off air before.
Yeah, exactly. Give me a score prediction and an anytime goal scorer tonight for the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, let's go. I'm going to go 5-3 Oil. And I'm going to steal your thunder. I'm going to follow you up with the Kapanen here. I didn't realize he was flanking Draisaitl. So I'll go with Kapanen. I feel like sometimes this playoff magic happens when you just insert guys like that and stick them in a chance to score.
I mean, I'm peddling the Kool-Aid. Kasperi Kapanen scored the OT winner in the 2016 World Junior Championship for the gold medal. He also scored a double OT winner for the Leafs in 2017. Book it, baby. Kasperi Kapanen, ATG. Doobie, we love you. We'll talk to you on Oilers Nation After Dark at the conclusion of this hockey game. And I hope we're all talking about Stuart Skinner, how calm, cool, and collected he was, how great he was. And this chat can give him some love. Because damn it, he needs it. But Doobie, we love you. We appreciate you. And talking a bit.
See you boys after.
There it is. Devon Dubnyk, final one. Give some love to Oodle Noodle. Shout out to them. Download their app today. Get 1,500 customer loyalty rewards points. I'm going overtime. 4 minutes over here, but you know the playoffs. They take their time to drop the puck. Waz, final one for you. Score prediction, anytime goal score.
5-3 Oilers, Evander Kane, anytime goal.
Brett, what about you?
It's funny because I also had 5-3 oil, and I'm going again. Got to go back to the well. Actually, I should say well. Jake Wallman, baby.
Oh, you delivered that so well. I might need to smash that one for
Almost
me.
like I'm a pro.
Did everybody on the show predict 5-3 Oilers?
Yes.
Let's go 5-3 for the Edmonton Oilers. The over going to smash. I think speed is going to be the number one emphasis of this hockey game. Expecting it up and down the ice. Going to be hella entertaining for me. Anytime goal scorer, a Leon Draisaitl had a bad game in game 3. He's going to be a man possessed. Reminder, Oilers Nation After Dark coming at you right here on the Oilers Nation YouTube channel. At the conclusion of this hockey game, we will be down here at Greta Barriere. Come on down if you're still in Edmonton looking for somewhere to watch the game. We love you. We appreciate you. I also love and appreciate you, Doobie, and all of our lovely sponsors. Good luck on the Bet365 Battlegrounds tonight. Over and out. Good luck.